disappointed. I did a poor job with our team. Just weren't ready. We wasted the first half. We just wasted the first half. Let them run the ball on us, turn the ball over. A 20-yard punt, missed assignments on touchdowns and those kinds of things. Well, that's my fault. So second half, I thought our guys really fought hard. We gave ourselves a chance to take the lead, and couldn't even get it in from the 1-inch line. We're typically pretty good at that. And then, we had another chance and we went backwards on an option play, and on 4th down, I faked a punt. Shouldn't have done that. Wish I wouldn't have done that. Should have just punted it down there and see if we could stop them and try to block a punt or something like that, or get good field position, kick a field goal at the end. But we were desperate to win, and we've been down to the 1-yard line and didn't get it in. At that point, with 3 minutes and some change to go, I didn't know if we were going to get it back. So I can, I try to justify my mind, but I'm gonna lose sleep for about the next 6 years. And when you do things like that as a coach, it's remorseful. And our guys were fighting. They tried hard in the second half, but we just wasted the first half. It was very, very poor performance. And it's our job to have them ready, and we just didn't execute. The turnovers were certainly hurtful, and so we got to do better. When you lose a turnover battle, you got a pretty good chance to lose the game.
Go ahead, Ken.
Coach, again, the second half, the team came out so strong, 2 straight drives down the field. Tyler converts both of them touchdowns, and then you get the ball back, and just you get down at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal, and 4 tries at it. Was something different on that series than maybe other series where you've been able to punch the ball in on the short yardage situations?
Oh, they got the gaps and kind of bottled it up in there, but as Brent Davis said, that's the same play we ran to win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy here 2 years ago, and everybody was in the gaps and everybody standing at the line of scrimmage, and we knocked them out of there, and Jacoby got in, and we just didn't do that. We had some chances on 2nd and 3rd down, and we're just right there knocking on the door, and we got to block them up and get it in there. They give them credit, give their team credit. They bowed up when they needed to and made the stop, and kept us from getting in the end zone. So,
Coach, your defense made a nice stop right after that, forcing a punt. Terrell had a problem with the punt, but Brady Murphy recovered it. But then you go down, you couldn't get that drive completed.
We couldn't. We got the ball and got ourselves in position. That's where we knew they would leave their defense on the field. We had prepared for that look to run a fake against that look. It's probably a little bit long. Like it says 4th and 11. We had our analytics was a go at 4th and 10. So probably should just let our offense give it a whirl if I wanted to do that, or punt it down there and see if we could pin them for field position and try to get them stopped. And we didn't do it. And like I said, I've got great remorse over that call. But it was the 3rd down call, and we were trying to run the option over to their bench, and they kind of ran us down from the inside out, and so we just weren't able to get it started. Tiger wasn't able to get it out there to the perimeter and get it pitched or turn it up, and we run that play plenty of times, and both got it pitched and had the quarterbacks turn it up, whether it was Tiger or Cade, and we just couldn't get it out there. So went from 2nd and 7 to or 3rd and 10 to 4th and 11. So we had that was a loss. That was the pitch play. So 2nd and 7 went to 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10 went 4th and 11. So like I said, just feeling the desperation. It's my job to coach the team. It's my job to put them in the best position, and that call probably didn't put them in the best position. But we have many other things we've got to evaluate and look at and do better, and have our guys prepared for and execute better. And if we do, then we're not down 17-0 at halftime, and we missed an open receiver on a touchdown pass. We had the turnover right after that, where we pitched it and kind of was a little behind, went a little high, and we had opportunities, just didn't execute.
Just ask about Jacoby Buchanan was back out there when he was questionable going in, made a bunch of plays. How did you think he handled it? And also Tyson had a fumble early on, but played well. How do you feel the D-backs did?
I was really proud of Jacoby for playing, and he's hurt, he's injured, he's playing on it. Our trainers did a great job, training staff, of helping him get ready. He didn't look like himself. He wasn't, didn't have that same explosive power that we've come to know out of him. But he was hammering that ball in there pretty good, and he's low and he's hard to tackle because he is so big. I thought some of those other guys played really well. Tyson ran the ball well. It's disappointed in the fumble. I don't think that we did a great job with the fundamentals on the pocket there, and it fell right out of the bottom. And we talked to him about it. I know he cares, but he went back in there and he played hard, ran hard, and then got banged up and didn't come in the second half. But I thought Hayden Reed ran hard. I thought Markel Johnson ran hard. It was good to see those guys in there and contributing. And we've seen Hayden and been pleased with his progress. And that was really the first action for Markel, and I thought he did a good job. But there's, as we look at it, there's going to be some things probably in the blocking game on the perimeter when the quarterback's carrying the ball that we can do better on. And it's hard to completely evaluate a guy's performance and really our total performance without looking at the film. But I know they were playing hard, and disappointed we had those opportunities in the first half where we fumbled the ball, because we moved the ball. We moved the ball down the field and then fumbled it, and moved it again and fumbled it. And it wasn't a matter of not blocking the plays up and gaining yards. We got to protect and take care of the ball. It's the most important thing in the game.
Thanks, Coach.
Sally, Seth.
One question, Coach. Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation. Came out at halftime. I'm guessing you think you sort of win the game down 17. Team looked totally different.
Well, we did believe, and that's what I appreciate about our guys. I think they always feel like they have a chance to win a football game. And we got down there, we were knocking on the door at the 1-inch line and couldn't get it in. We were going to go up 21-17. And then I think that probably would have got everybody's mojo going pretty good if we could have taken that lead. And we didn't. We made them punt, and then we turned around and couldn't do anything with it, went backwards. And that's when I tried to fake punt. I've talked about that already.
Did you ever think about a field goal, like 17-14?
And we could have kicked a field goal from there. It was, we had.
Oh, when you were at the 1-inch line or 1 yard line.
Well, no, not for us. The play there for us is to bang it in. That's what we do. Our fourth down conversion rate on 4th and 1 is, it's probably in the 90%. So I can't think of very many times we had 4th and a full yard that we didn't make it, and we had 4th and the length of my hat to get in, and we didn't get it in. But that's what we do there. So.
Coach, Sal from Black Knight Nation. I saw that Will Jeffcoat and Aiden Gaines got some time in the second half. Banged up on the offensive line still, or was that just giving those guys some reps?
We are injured. Boogie Law didn't play today. He's a guy that started the season at tackle. But all of those guys are a little banged up. The only guy that started and played today that hasn't been in the training room and missed a practice since the last time we played was Jackson Filipowicz. So everybody else has missed practices and been nursing them back to health, but that's just part of it. It's part of it. It's not an excuse. Just is what it is. So at right guard, we kind of rotated those three guys and felt like keeping those guys fresh and giving them a chance to play, and that we might get something collectively out of the three guys there.
The big plays at the end by Georgia State for 2 touchdowns, is that just good play calls by them, or is that just, defense just kind of?
Well, the touchdown throw was on 3rd down. We had banged a timeout on 1st, and on 2nd down, they had 3rd and 5. And so you can play back and play off and let them throw a hitch route in front of you for 5 yards. I got 1 timeout left. They're gonna run the clock out there. You hope that you can squat enough, just a little beyond the sticks that you could break up on a 3-step route and tackle them before they got the 1st down, and be in position to be able to bail if there's a long throw like that and get back in position. And that guy just ran by us, and he was rolling when he went by us. And so our guys were trying to play the situation, and they threw it over our head, and to their credit. And then we couldn't do anything with it. We obviously went 4 on 4th down, had to at that point, down 10 points, and they simply just handed the ball off, and we were trying to sheet guys up the field and be disruptive. We needed to create a turnover there. We didn't have any timeouts left, so we needed to create a turnover there, and we didn't have anybody in the middle of the field. Everybody was in there knowing that they were going to hand the ball off on the inside, and we got double teamed in the gap where he ran it, and trying to bring edge pressure as well, try to track the guy down, maybe cause a fumble from behind. We just stand anybody in the middle of the field, and so we got another touchdown. I guess you call it a cheap one. People call it a cheap score, but they earned it. They blocked us up and ran it in there. So certainly disappointed. I don't think the final score is indicative of the second half, but it was indicative of the first half. They kicked our butts in the first half, and that was it.
Just one more. Did you need more out of the pass rush today, especially with their quarterback and how mobile he was, or
Did we
did
need?
need more pressure, or need to get to the quarterback a little bit more today, or?
We would have liked to. A couple times we were dropping 8, and really just trying to keep him contained and make him throw the ball. And they can only hold those blocks for so long. And we lost contain on one of those, and he got a 1st down. And then there were other times where we tried to add some pressure. We tried to bring some guys, and didn't do a very good job getting to him. I think we had a couple sacks. I don't know how many total. I remember getting to him a couple times and dropping him. But last year we got a lot of pressure on those guys and got them to the ground. Same calls and same, a lot of the same guys, and just didn't do as good a job this year.
Yeah.
Coach, Staff Sergeant Johnson, First Infantry Division Public Affairs. Tough day today, but I wanted to turn it a little bit and ask about when you represent, when you represent a division to March, what really goes into choosing which division? And tell me a little about what it meant to you and your players to represent the Big Red One today.
Well, we represent a different unit each week, and it's just a tremendous sense of pride for our team, for all of us to be able to represent those men and women that serve. And the Big Red One, obviously, a few years ago, we wore the Big Red One uniform, the Army Navy game. It's incredible to be able to represent them in that way. And I think our guys just, me included, all of us, to be able to represent an Army unit. We played for so much more than ourselves. And that's part of the disappointment when we lose, is that we are representing those men and women in that unit. We are representing the men and women of the United States Army, and and to not play in a way that represents them is a disappointment. But I can assure you that it's just a great source of pride for us, knowing that we've got the hundreds of thousands of men and women who serve in our United States Army and all of our veterans that wear the same colors and the same uniform as us.
Connor, just do one each on Zoom.
Okay, Joe, you can go.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Coach Monken, big difference between the first half and second half today, even though the final score may not have been indicative of that. What do you think may have caused such a disparity? It looked like two completely different Army teams out there, the first half and the second half.
I don't know if I can put my finger on it. I think certainly offensively, I think the turnovers made a difference in the first half. We had moved the ball, and when we pitched the ball on the ground down there, we tried to pass over the middle to Isaiah and overthrew him a little bit. We're in field goal range. At least we're going to have a chance to get some points there and come away with nothing. It wasn't as if we weren't moving the ball, but there were some inconsistencies, and those guys are on scholarship on the other side of the ball too, so they're going to play blocks, and they did a good job of making some stops, but a lot of it was self-inflicted, and we got to do a better job with the things we can control, and then defensively, just not being able to stop the run. Those guys were, gosh, it just seemed like that first drive. I think back to the first drive, they throw a 10-yard out or a 10-yard hitch, and it's first and 10 at the 35, and then they go, hand off, and they're gashing us. And we got to be able to get off of blocks. We're playing gaps, but we also got to get off of those blocks and those gaps and make the tackle. And they just kept rolling. So we did a better job with that in the second half than we did in the first, and got them to turn the ball over to us, whether it was a punt or a turnover or whatever it may be. And on offense, we moved the ball, and we really just challenged the guys and didn't do anything earth-shattering, just ran our plays and blocked them better and did a better job. So did a better job until we got to the 1-inch line, and we had like I said, we had a chance on second down, and on third down, I think third down was a no gain. As I look, that was the fourth quarter. We had first and goal at the 3. We got it to the 1. It was third and goal at the 1, and we probably gained half a yard, and we had fourth and goal from just a few inches. Like I said, the length of my hat. If we get that in there, I think that really changes the game. Our guys get that momentum and just that feeling of overcoming a 17-0 deficit at halftime and taking the lead, and give those guys from Georgia State credit. They made the stop when they needed to.
Thanks.
Ken, you can wrap up.
Hi, Jeff. Ken McMillan from The Record. You've been here a long time with a positive and the less positive seasons here. How difficult is this situation at 1-3, injuries mounting, and headed on the road?
Oh, it's tough. We'd love to not be 1-3. That's not a great place to be, but season's not over. That's a third of the season. We still got 2/3 of the season left, so a lot of football left to play. And I believe in this team, and we're going to keep fighting. We got 100% of those guys in that locker room are going to be Army officers. They're going to have to lead soldiers. They're going to have their backs to the wall sometimes, and in much more difficult circumstances than we're in right now. So I'm confident that these guys will continue to fight and give us their best effort. And we've certainly got a big challenge. We're going to play the best team that we've played certainly so far this year. The team's in the top 25 to start the year, and remains and one of the really good football teams in the ACC in college football. Dave Clawson's an outstanding coach. what they do on offense is unique. It's much like what we do. It's different than everybody else, and it gives them an edge. And so we're gonna have to figure out how to slow them down and then move the ball on them on offense. We did a good job of that last year against them, but they got a new coordinator and a new defensive staff, and so we'll have some challenges, and hopefully our guys will get healthy. That's something we can't control, but hopefully they'll work hard and get in the training room. I know we got a great training staff, and they'll work hard to get those guys healthy and ready. And we're going to take our team down there with the intent to try to win the football game. And I think if we'll play the way we're capable of playing, we're going to give ourselves a great chance. If we don't, then we won't give ourselves a very good chance to win.
That's it, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks.